My name is Dennis Barker. I live in Newton, northwest end of Cache Valley, almost Idaho. I'm a retired Justice Court judge. I've been driving school bus for 50 years. I'm out with all of the sports teams and clubs and have an affinity with the young people. I discovered I was pre-diabetic a year ago in May in 2015. I went in for my Department of Transportation physical for driving bus. Dr. Goetz, in his examination, gave me a blood test. He called me a couple of days later and informed me that I was not type 2 yet, but that I was on the high end and borderline to go to type 2. And I think that was a wake-up call for me. He had invited me to come to a dietitian meeting at the clinic. He told me, he said, you can prevent this from happening. And I said, how? He said, lose weight, get more active. And not much in this life scares me, but type 2 did.
When we started to ask the question here at Intermountain Healthcare, we were able to identify close to 18,000 patients within our system today that have been identified with confirmed prediabetes. National statistics show that only about 12% of those that are thought to have prediabetes know or are aware of that condition. The prevalence of type 2 diabetes, as reported by the American Diabetes Association, is about 29 million Americans. To put that into context, when we talk about prediabetes, it's about 85 million Americans that have been identified with prediabetes, and that's about 1 in 3 Americans.
When I first started walking, it was really hard. I made a couple of blocks at a time, and now I'm walking 3, 4, 5 miles at a shot. I weigh almost 60 pounds less now than I did a year ago. Making the decision to do something about it rather than just say, we'll let it go and we'll let the doctors give me pills or shots. That's not in my DNA. My wife, she says, you've cut back more than you think you have. Because I used to eat enormous amounts, and I limit myself to 1 hamburger a week on a bun, and that's usually a whole wheat bun, but I've been known to eat 10 a week. I just had a physical this last Monday with Dr. Goetz, and he said, you blow me away, because your numbers are down to the normal level and my blood pressure has dropped.
Type 2 diabetes is really scary. It affects a lot of people. By being proactive with your life, you can avoid the effects of cardiovascular disease and high blood pressure. Not everyone is going to go out and run a marathon, but you can make small steps towards having a successful story, and those are the things that people can do to really avoid the effects of type 2 diabetes.
My success is, I don't think is an accolade for me personally, but I do feel better physically, but I also feel better mentally.
And the Diabetes Prevention Program is one of those examples of how we can help our patients live the healthiest lives possible.
I'm very proud of the ring that I have on that my girls got me for their 4A championship. They gave me the ring because I am their favorite limo driver, and when you pull up and they say, geez, we're glad we got you today. It's feel good for this 77-year-old guy.